Howdy. Today I'm going to go through the shoe rotation of an injured first year Division III cross-country runner here at Clark University. I ordered these on, order of usage, obviously most used to never used. And yeah, first off, we got the classic Hoka Arahi 7. I had these guys for quite a while. I think the summer of 2025 was when I first got them. And I've been sticking with Hoka, or I was a Hoka guy for most of my high school career. They've been pretty solid shoes. I mean, like, can't really go wrong with them. Classic J-frame, decent stack height. Clearly these have seen some usage, as you can tell. You know, they're definitely dead shoes. I don't run them anymore. In fact, I haven't ran these in a long time. Instead, I use them more as cross-training shoes and walking shoes back when I was in crutches. So yeah, I mean, they're not that, offensive. Classic J-frame, good stability. I mean, they're a pretty decent beginner shoe or just like a casual shoe. They get the mileage done. They mostly keep you from injury. And yeah, I mean, I have nothing against Hoka. Next, we got the Vomero 18s. These are probably one of my favorite shoes by far. Got them this year in the fall, and they've served only probably around 170 miles, I believe, because I got injured. But while I was using them, these were pretty damn great. The most notable part of the Vomero 18 is the stack height right there, 46 millimeters. Might be imposing to some, but it is a max cushion shoe, and this is what gets you a nice, it's a nice cushion and it prevents injury. It's good. I mean, not necessarily the fastest shoe, but that's not the point. And people usually diss on Nike trainers, Pegasus, Invincible, and there's a bad reputation among Nike trainers that people go to Nike for speed stuff. But I think the Vomero, especially this year, has really proven that Nike, they can work on the training level of just a basic good max cushion mileage shoe, especially with this one. The Vomero honestly is kind of genius in the sense that they were like, hey, what if you just put like a crap ton of ZoomX on a shoe, just like stack it all the way up, and they did, and it has a actually pretty decent energy return. Like, you can kind of kick into gear with these things that I have. But it's inoffensive. I wouldn't take it on a trail. They're road running shoes, even though obviously, as you can see, I have taken these on some trails. But ideally, these are for road, just basic running and mileage. Yeah, they have taken some damage, but it's all love for my Vomeros. And when I went to my high school over winter break, I saw most of my former squad repping these guys. I think half the kids there had Vomero 18s or Vomero 18 Pluses at some point. So yeah, it's really validating my financial decision there. Next, we got Saucony Endorphin Speed 5s. These were a workout shoe that I had pretty much got the same time as Vomero. These came as a pair, essentially. And I mean, I like them. The thing is with the Saucony shoes is that they're really good. And by that, I mean they're really versatile. This shoe, yes, it is plated, obviously. Nylon plate, which you can't see, but it's a bit bendier. You can bend this one a bit more than, say, a carbon plate since it's only nylon, but it does have the same structural and energy return benefits that a normal carbon plate does. And you can see that, I mean, it has the Power Run Saucony foam in the midsole, which gets, a pretty solid amount of energy return since it's just PEVX. Same thing as like Light Strike. And the Saucony Endorphin Speed 5s, they work pretty well. When I first ran them, you can very much tell that they have a bounce to it. They have a lot of, similar properties to a classic, carbon plated shoe like a Vaporfly, but I would say that it is more versatile. Like, these guys, you could theoretically have these as a trainer. I wouldn't necessarily recommend a plated trainer unless like you want one, but if you they're versatile. You could do high mileage in them. You could do long runs, like 10 mile, 17 mile, whatever mile long runs in them. But they also do serve well on the track. The only thing I don't like about them primarily is just that
like, they're kind of chopped. Saucony shoes are ugly as shit. This is something that I think Saucony's biggest weakness is the aesthetic, which is a thing. I think aesthetic, look good, run good, is very much a property when it comes to the sport. And Saucony is bottom of the barrel. Like, their shoes, it's not good looking. I know it's the colorway is like black and white, like boring. Trust me, the other ones aren't that much prettier. They look like toys. Decent shoes, versatile. I would run in them. People do run in them. I know people who do. And they're solid for workouts. But I did try and get some different new and different workout shoes, primarily because, I don't know, I'm kind of bored of them. I will finish them off. They're very much not close to being done. I think only 50 miles in them. So after I get probably like 300 miles over the summer, likely I'll switch to my brand new ones over there, my brand new workout shoes. Yeah, next we got, of course, Vaporfly. You can see I've ran these things for a bit. They are Vaporflies. End of story, it's Vaporfly. You don't know what they are. Classic fly plate, full carbon plate, perfect geometry with the whole, rocker and the plate in the midsole, and it's how it goes like that curve, and of course all zoom in. It's just nice, reactive, squishy, but really strong foam. Super light as a feather. The upper is just it's just a mesh. It's like the most basic fly knit mesh ever. Pretty much like a sock. And I mean, we all know what Vaporflies are. Everyone loves the Vaporfly. They're so good for a reason. Probably one of the greatest shoes of all time, and you can't really deny that. Like, everyone agrees. Revolutionary, unbelievably revolutionary. Probably the most influential shoe of all time is the original Vaporfly 3.0. What's it called? 3%. Yeah. But these guys, I like them. I remember the first race I ran them. I got these back in high school. That's right. Back in my senior year of high school, cross country, I was like, shit, I need some Vaporflies. So I got them, and are a present because they were quite a lot of money. And yeah, my first race with them, I PR'd by like 30 seconds. Ran at 18:30, which in a 5K, which I know is rolled, but back in high school, that was like, all right, it was whatever. And yeah, you can see that they took some use, and I really want to use these more. I ran on them for a time trial in like my first week here at college, and they served their purpose well. I just love them. I like looking at them, like touching them, messing with them. Look at that. Got that firm plate. It's a fun shoe. It's a good shoe to have. Good aura. It brings a nice vibe to the room. It really brightens up the environment. Brightens up your feet when you wear them. Like, you can't mess with Vaporfly. You can't mess up wearing a Vaporfly. They're just this good, Anyway, we have the Dragonfly next. The Dragonfly is Dragonfly XCs to be specific, because there's another Dragonfly there. But XCs, I wore these in the cross country season this fall, obviously, because this is kind of the shoe that everyone wears. It's the Dragonfly XC. It's probably one of the most ubiquitous cross country shoe out there, racer. It's it's like the Dragonfly 2, but it is a bit more cushionier, a bit more sturdy. It's got a full carbon plate, which I really like. It's just nice and strong. It's fast. I don't really know what to say about it. It's kind of underwhelming when I first wore them. When I first wore the Vaporflies, you could feel the bounce. It was like spraying fucking Looney Tunes shit. It was like bling bling bling, like Bugs Bunny. These not as much, but I guess it's because the property of it being a spike means that there's no fucking bounce to it, because these, obviously, it's like, look at that, you're supposed to be bouncing, you're supposed to be, up and up. These things close to the ground, they do keep you grounded, they're like spikes, they do get the work done. They're pretty dusty. You can see I kind of beat them up, but that's good. Cross-country spikes should look like this. They should look like they went through a Mad Max style roller coaster in the Australian desert, and they do. There's still grass from probably New Hampshire in here, which last time I wore these. Yeah, I mean, I like them. I like the colorway. It looks good with our Clark red and black. It's a nice little shoe. All right, next on the thing, we got a Dead Zero Boston 13s. Now, the Boston 13 is a pretty cool shoe, in my opinion. I just bought these, as you can see, from the StockX tag. But yeah, and you can see from it being untouched, because I've been injured, I've not worn these at all. But these were my alternative to the Saucony's Endorphin Speed 5s. I got the Boston 13s because I did some research and I was like, huh, these look pretty neat. Ideally, I wanted a Adizero Adios 9. These are like kind of like good workout plateless flats, but they don't sell those in the United States. So it's kind of hard to get. I could have got them, but like there's no good discount for them. So I was like, I'll get these. These great discount StockX cost me $120 total, including shipping and tax and service fees, which, I mean, amazing deal for this kind of shoe, because these are like kind of the pinnacle of Adizero tech. As you can see, of course, the most, I guess, trademark part of this is the carbon, what's it called? Carbon rods in them, as you can see. Adidas and the Adizero line has carbon rods instead of plates, partly because of patent, also because it's just how they like their shoe geometry. It's how they roll. I mean, they have the same purpose. They have structure, they have energy return, they work very well with the foam. And here, it's actually kind of interesting, you can very, very clearly see the difference between the, I think this is the Light Strike Pro, and this is just the Light Strike 2, I believe. Yeah, that's the Pro, and this is just straight up raw Light Strike. And you can feel the difference to it. So I do like the dynamic between there, and I kind of am curious to see how it feels when you run, because I won't even handle them in my hands. They haven't even touched my foot yet, because I don't have any need for that. I can't run in them right now. But yeah, they're interesting shoes. I really like the look of it. I will say, comparing them to Endorphin, they're drippy as hell. Adidas is pretty good at having fancy looking shoes, and I also am very curious because I hear they're very firm when you run them, just like the way the foam interacts with like the rods and whatnot. They're like not heavy, but they're like bond strong, Also, I like how they tell you, if you didn't know, it's a 36 millimeter stack height. If you're really curious, can't be left in the dark about that. But yeah, I mean, a little fun fact, if I will, a little bonus information of difference between carbon rods and plates is that, let me see if I can prop this phone down somewhere. Screw it. Carbon rods, they're less firm than plates, obviously, because they're just a bunch of rods that go up and form like a foot-shaped pattern in the shoe. And with them, you can kind of can't really see it here, but you can kind of squish them a bit, or like bend them by their width, there we go. Yeah, it's hard to tell, but you can kind of squish them a bit. I wish I had two hands, because they're more flexible. They kind of mold your feet a bit more. Carbon plate, not a chance. This isn't moving at all. You can't move a carbon. I mean, it's a carbon plate. Come on, it's a full plate. This is firm. And that's the point. That's the point of it. It's meant to be like that. But it's a difference, cool little difference that Adizero and Nike have. And yeah, I'm really excited to use these. Probably in this fall when I'm all done with those. The Nike Dragonfly 2 Elites. I mean, what is there to say about them? They're the Dragonfly 2 Elites. I mean, just like the XCs, this is the one that everyone wears. I mean, go to BU, and Happen Samuel, Simeon Birnbaum, Colin Sahlman, Gary Martin, Marco Langoon, they're all wearing this, because it's just probably the best racing spike for the 3K to 10K range there ever has been. They're just that good. The perfect mix of ZoomX foam and plate, just a really minimalist four spike design here. I love the drip. It's a pretty shoe. Come on, that's just gorgeous. It's so sleek. It smells good. Take a sniff there. Yeah, these are probably the most high quality shoe I've ever encountered, and it just goes to show the Dragonfly line is the most superior racing shoe ever. I mean, it's not like you can't wear the Avanti line from Adidas or the Brooks like Hyperion stuff or the Super Comps, or I mean like any of those. I think those are good. Like they work, you know. The Hokusilio 2 Spike long distance. It's like they work. They have plates. They're aggressive, but it's Nike. Like this is what they're made out of. This is what they're born from. Was this? And you can really tell just how the fact that everyone's wearing them for a reason. The Elites are really cool because unlike the Dragonfly 2 original, like the Dragonfly 2 period, these have a full carbon plate, like from like all the way through. You can see it, you can feel it. It's just a full-on carbon plate, which I haven't ran these yet, but I assume it'll be very noticeable when you do run them. And that's different from the Dragonfly 2 regular, which I believe has just a PEBX plate, which isn't as firm as the carbon plate. And I think like if you're doing a racing spike, might as well just you know do carbon plates. Like it's not as good on your feet, but it'll make you go faster, and you're not doing mileage in this, so you really don't care about comfort. You don't care about anything else. You just want to go fast. Also has a fun shoe hole, which I like. You know, they say if there's a hole, there's a goal. But yeah, so the Dragonfly 2's probably my favorite spike I have, and I haven't ran them, obviously, but I will run them someday in the future if I survive all the way there. If I'm not still a cripple by then. But yeah, and hopefully I'll be able to run in any of these shoes at some point in my foreseeable future. So yeah, those are my shoes. Pretty cool.